Hey y'all, welcome back to this frequency. I need to make this video really fast because a lot of things just came together. I was doing energy work and I was using a couple different systems and bang, it happened. Everything flowed at once. It feels amazing when you can do this. When you can feel the cosmos all around you and it channeling through your entire body and things just being ripped out that have been stuck there for years. So rejuvenating. This video is going to be made with rapid speed because the idea is very clear right now. I need to get to it. A side note real quick, if you don't do energy work, think of everything I'm saying to you in terms of imagination, and use your imagination and awareness while meditating to start applying these things and see what you can do. So, two things, basically. These two systems came together. One being tubes. So, in energy work, we have reservoirs of energy, certain energies. People call these chakras. I think it goes a little bit beyond chakras, but it's a reservoir of energy, right? And then we have tubes, connecting that energy to another reservoir of energy. And think of energy like it flows through these tubes like electrical cables. And electrical cables carry electricity from one reservoir to another. But in the cable itself, where the electricity is running, it also has a field around it. A field that you can't see. But that field is, in your body anyway, when there's an energy tube, that field holds all the blockages. Okay? So like, if you're all blocked up in your stomach, what you have to do is actually clear the central tubes that is carrying the energy flow, just like the blood in our veins. You have to clear these tubes and get the energy running through there, and the field around it will get pulled off and rejuvenated and healed with it. As above, so below. As below, so above. If the blood in our veins, right? So think about the human body. We have the physical, we have the liquid and chemical, and then we have the electrical. We have the skeletal and anatomy body. We have the blood and the circulatory system. We have the lymph, brain, central nervous system, which is electrical. Okay? So all these systems, if you look at the body, we're a series of tubes. We're a series of tubes on all planes. Okay? And it's no different in the subtle energy anatomy. It's no different. So, let me get to it. We have reservoirs of energy. Let's see how fast we can do this. So, the reservoirs of energy beneath our feet, behind the knees and lower thighs, in front of like the groin and pelvic area, the lower back. This is a reservoir. This is a reservoir right here over the solar plexus. The middle of your back, right here in front of your neck, and then like right where your neck connects to the back of your head, and then above your head. So those are all reservoirs of energy. And if you paid attention, you would notice it's in an S formation. Okay? This is key for later. I don't know if I'll be able to get into this, but so energy, when it flows, it comes up in an S formation. And in fact, I'm going to be talking about the three main tubes that go up through your whole entire body, okay? Let's start with the central tube. It goes straight from the spiral crown of your head, straight down your spine, and out your root chakra, your base chakra. Okay? A second note on this. Okay, that is one tube of energy, but it has kind of like three aspects to it, you could say. because not only does it go straight down your spine, it also has a tube that is actually behind your spine, outside of your body, and a tube that goes down from your nose, down your chin, solar plexus, all the way down, okay? So it's like the central lining. The other two tubes I want to talk about is the ones that go from your feet up the sides of your body, right? Through our necks and up to that too. Those three tubes, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, are responsible for carrying the subtle energy throughout your entire energetic field. If you ever see the turtle, or I forget the name of it right now, but basically your electromagnetic field goes like this. Here's your heart center, right? And it comes back around like this. In our energetic field, we have energy coming up from the ground and entering into that field and flowing around it, and also down from the cosmos and going around the other way at the same exact time. So, in order to have a clear, subtle energetic field and healthy energy, having healthy energy would mean a healthy body as well, but in order to do this, you need to clear out the vessel at the center. If you can clear out the central lining, then the field can flow evenly, fully, and without pause. You are the clog, okay? Our bodies are the clog. Just like how our bodies is what makes us perceive that we are separate from other. But no, that's going to get more into the osmosis thing in a second. Okay, your body is the clog. The whole thing is a clog. I'm serious. Like, energy trickles through you unless you start opening things and purifying. Jesus Christ, he purified his electromagnetic body and became the man that people know him to be. Or like, not think of him to be, not the idolized God version, but an enlightened yogi who purified mind, body, and soul and unlocked the secrets of yourself, okay? So, 3 tubes that we're talking about. Straight down the center and up the sides. Let's talk about the side tubes real quick. These are, once I picked up on these tubes and how they like bounce from reservoir to reservoir, once I combined bringing energy into the reservoirs with letting it flow through the tubes, that's what I did today, and it was amazing. So let's get into this. Let's talk about the anatomy of the side tubes real quick. So we have reservoirs that zigzag back and forth on the sides of our bodies, okay? So let's talk about above the legs real quick. So right below your ass, reservoir. There's a reservoir in your pelvic area, reservoir in your lower back right here, right where your lats connect. Then there's a reservoir right in front of your solar plexus. And now watch this. This is going to show you how the physical anatomy is the map to the subtle energy anatomy. Because right here is where your lat and your ribs connect into your back, right here. And if you follow the ribs up to the solar plexus area, that's the next reservoir. So we have a reservoir right here and right here. And the tubes go from right here, and they follow that same path, okay? They follow the skeletal structure as well. So, I wish I had a drawing of this, but I'm going to talk about this section, because we have the tube, it's running through your groin, right through your groin, up the sex lines right here, okay? And it's connecting to the reservoir at your solar plexus. So let's talk about how you can start activating and clearing these energies. Go and watch my energy work, part 2 and part 2.5, because that entire video was about breathe in, feel within, breathe out, feel without. And what this does, imagine if you had a heart, or like a center glowing ball of energy right here, right? And it's clogged. And that's you. That's the clog, okay? And then you have a bigger field of energy that isn't clogged. So this field is flowing out here. This one's kind of stuck, flowing very slowly. What you need to do is bring in clear energy into this. Breathe in, feel within. I say feel within because where your awareness goes, energy flows. So breathe in to the ball and feel within. Breathe out, feel without. Therefore, you're bringing in energy and releasing it. Kind of like if you have a dirty sponge, you're a sponge, okay? If you have a dirty sponge, you put it underwater, you squeeze it, and you let go. And you squeeze it and you let go. It's like that pumping of a heart, right? Well, if we have a heart inside of our body that does that same exact action, right? And actually all the organs are all singing their own tune and doing some kind of motion like that, the energetic system works the same way, okay? This video, though, is the opposite of part 2. Because what we're going to do is those tubes that I just talked about are blocked, okay? When you can open up those tubes and let them flow, the reservoirs will clear out. It's like a pool of water, which is the reservoir. And if the stream out of it is blocked, right, that pool of water will be stagnant still. It'll get algae on the top, and it'll get very, very dirty because there's no flow, okay? As without, so within. So if we see that out here, we know what's happening inside of us. So these reservoirs of energy don't have a good flow out of them, therefore they get stagnant, dirty, and it's why you feel like shit. It's why everyone feels like shit. So we have to clear the tube in between the reservoirs, and the reservoirs will clear out automatically. Even when you're sleeping and not even doing energy work, because you cleared the tube. So to clear the tube, this is what I suggest. You have a reservoir right here in your lower back. You also have a reservoir right here above your solar plexus. And you have tubes, 3 of them that we're talking about today, connecting them. 1 in the center, 2 on each side. So what you gotta do is when you breathe in, fill up those reservoirs, okay? Fill up the reservoirs. So breathe in energy from all around you, through every cell of your body, through your hands, your head, and your feet. The 5 portals, okay? Breathe in energy and let it flow into these 2 glowing balls. The glowing ball, 1 ball right here of energy, another one right here of energy, right? Use your imagination and awareness to do this. So breathe in and make those balls get really compressed, really dense, and full of light, full of warm, healing light, okay? The next thing you do is when you breathe out, you very slowly let your breath out, right? And you imagine that this energy reservoir is sucking energy from this one, and this reservoir is sucking energy from this one. So, when you do this, and you start letting out, all of a sudden that tube gets ripped apart from both ways as both reservoirs take in the energy, okay? Now, there's a couple different ways and applications to do this and think about it, so I'm just going to give a few examples. You saw the anatomy, now I'm just going to talk about it in front of me abstract so it's easier, okay? So I have a reservoir right here of energy, and another one right here, and here's the blockage in the middle, in this tube, okay? So, breathe in, imagine and have awareness of all 3. This is not a hard imagination. Put in front of you, you have a glowing ball, and tubes in between, right here, okay? It's not difficult to do 3 things. When you breathe in, make everything flow into those and get really, really bright, right? So when you breathe in, your awareness is actually on the reservoirs, not the blockage. The blockage being the tube, okay? Your focus is on the reservoirs of energy when you breathe in. When you breathe out, your awareness flips to the tube, okay? And you let that tube get sucked from both ways, very gently. Leave it open and let it get sucked into the reservoirs, okay? So again, we are building up pressure and compression in the two reservoirs of energy. And then you switch your awareness to the blockage and you slowly let out your breath, okay? Now, this is really hard to transfer across this medium, what I'm trying to explain here. But this blockage, right? When you breathe in, the tubes expand. The tubes between the energy reservoirs get expanded because you're bringing in more light and energy. When you breathe out, our mind's first reaction is to contract back down to normal. It's so hard to communicate this, so this will be way over your head, but when you can, breathe in and fill up the reservoirs with light, right? Breathe out, switch your awareness to the tube, and let it get sucked into the reservoirs without collapsing again. Okay? And you have to go watch my other energy work videos if you haven't, but you have to, you cannot judge any feelings. In fact, you have to let this entire system go and only focus on one thing. What I just told you. That's it. It's going to feel really weird. Things are going to be popping and moving, and that's good. Okay? So, that is a great way to clear energy. The tube and reservoir system. The three-part. Okay? You breathe out, you breathe in, you feel these two and fill them. You breathe out and you let this one get sucked both ways. It's that simple. I just explained this from the lower back to solar plexus reservoir, which people call the sacral chakra and the solar plexus chakra, okay? And then we did go through the anatomy of how the tubes go down the sides of your ribs and back. So they literally, it starts here and it wraps around, one up the middle to right here, okay? These are the reservoirs. When you can equalize them, equalize the reservoirs, now we're getting into the osmosis, okay? Because it's really hard for people to think about things flowing in two directions at the same time without getting hung up on each other, okay? It's very difficult for people to think about this and imagine it. It's much more difficult to start doing this throughout your entire body, but you must, because that is how you equalize. That's how you equalize. You see, when you jump into the ocean, all of a sudden you become weightless, right? Well, that's not a good example. Hold on. Why you can't do telekinesis, why you can't move energy around you or feel it, why you can't feel the earth, the sky, and things millions of miles away, why you haven't started developing your psychic powers to their full potential, is because you think of you and everything else as separate. This is a blockage, okay? That's a blockage. If you think about yourself as only your body, then you have put a barrier between your skin and the rest of the world. That means what's ever in your body is not flowing and connecting outward anymore, and you're not bringing in from the outside. When you can break down barriers, when you can break down your identity of the body, and understand that what's on the inside is like the outside. In fact, it's the same thing, because as within, so without. As without, so within. The only reason we have a concept of within and without is because we are in the physical realm where there is duality and contrast and polarity. You are everything. Imagine if we went to the energetic realm. We see 0.1% of the light spectrum, people. 99% of what is right in front of you, you can't see it. Because we're in the physical realm. But let's go to the energetic realm. It's an ocean of energy. I am a light. I am a flame. I am a star, right? And I'm shining. And I have a bigger, energetic kind of sphere, right? But on the energetic realm, that sphere is not cut off from anything else. In fact, it is connected to everything else. So, if you lived in the energetic realm your entire life, right, you would realize that there is no barrier between you and the outside. Yes, you are, in essence, stuck to this energetic material, and you have this certain space of awareness, yet you are the same thing that's outside of you. And on the energetic realm, you would be connected to everything and flowing equally all directions. But because we got condensed down here, and now we believe and think that we are separate, in fact, and not connected to the infinite energy all around us, in this ocean of energy that we sit within, then we start to build these huge blocks, huge blockages, because energy can't flow through us anymore because we're so fucking dense. So, this idea of osmosis and the interchange of energy equally over itself, okay? There's many planes of existence which all correspond to a resonant frequency. Frequency being how fast energy is vibrating. So, at the dense realms, like you and me, we're dense as shit, okay? This is 3D. 3D meaning third dimension. So, we are very dense. Energy has a very slow vibration, a higher amplitude, and it's not vibrating as fast. That's why we can have physical touch and senses. At the next plane, the plane of mind, right? It has a faster vibration. But the thing is, this plane and all the ones above it are actually in one space. There's nothing above and nothing below. It is all one. All the planes are right here. But you can switch the lens to see plane 1, switch it to plane 2, switch it to plane 3, or floodlight consciousness and you see all planes existing at once. If you could see all planes existing at once, you'd all of a sudden see that energy and matter and all, like, everything is flowing in every single direction all at once. You just have to flip your view, switch the frequency to see it, right? Well, I delivered this information to you, so now you can think about the osmosis of two different frequencies, because this pool, this reservoir of energy, is at a higher frequency than this one. Okay? But what you gotta do is first try to clear this blockage and then try to equalize. Just like completely relax and let these reservoirs flow into each other. Make them equal, make them the same, make them just be and allow everything and feel all, okay? And now I just gave you an example on 2 areas. Now apply that to all the reservoirs of the body. And then let's go to the next plane real quick. The next plane being, remember how I talked about the 3 points? The reservoir, the tube or vessel, and then other reservoir? Well, let's go to the next plane here. As above, so below. As below, so above. We are standing on Earth, which is a massive reservoir of energy. And we have a connection through our crown chakra to the above. The cosmos, which is a massive reservoir of energy. And our body is a vessel. Our body is a vessel. Right? Let's not think about the micro and all the small tubes. Let's think about the macro. We are a tube. We are a tube. It's a higher plane, right? Flowing from the above and below. But if you think of yourself as, this is me, I'm separate from everything else, and you are very dense, you are no longer flowing the above and no longer flowing the below. There's only a small trickle to your base chakra. That's it. That's all the energy you have. I flow all of mine, all the time. This is why I'm healthy. This is why I'm energetic. This is why I create things. It goes beyond this, but what I'm saying is the same idea that I taught on the micro is applied on the macro and each plane above that. You have to clear the tube by allowing it to flow into the reservoirs. Clear the tube by allowing it to flow into the reservoir. So how you do this? I've said this a million times. Feel the below, right? Feel the below, build it up in your visualization. And then bring your awareness to above and let the above flow to the above. Let the below flow up to the above. Create it in your mind. You see the energy rising up to the above. Switch your awareness back to the above and suck energy up to it from the below, right? Keep that flow. You're going to start feeling this in your body and just allow it to happen. Energy work and meditation and this imagination is a test of how much you can surrender. How many judgments you don't have. The lack of judgment. It's a test of surrendering and it's a test of allowance. Because when you can just be and allow it to flow without clenching up or blocking the energy again, which we've been doing our whole lives, getting out of that habit and allowing it to flow up, keeping that, and just keeping it and letting it flow. Switching now to bringing the above down to the below. While still allowing the step one to occur. So now we're at the above. Bring the energy down through your crown chakra, through your entire body. Don't think about the micro tubes. Think about the whole system and the aura. Bring the above down to the below. And then bring your awareness to the below and suck energy from the above. So right now what we established, what you can think about is there's a tube, right? God reached down the tube, grabbed the below, and pulled it up, right? And he's holding on to that. And then God reached up the tube and pulled down the above. Okay? Now we're about to clear the entire blockage that is you. So now take the top and the below in your mind, imagination, and awareness, and start pulling them. And then, so, when you breathe in, imagine God is getting really tensed up and really putting a lot of pressure on this tube that is you, pulling it apart, right? And when you breathe out, allow everything you can feel in your body and outside of it and your imagination to just flow. Don't force anything. Don't think about anything. Do not tense up anywhere. Just be fully. This is a full body awareness, okay? Because people think they're relaxing when they can't feel anything. No, pure relaxation is when you can feel everything. Don't dismiss a damn thing. Even if it's really tight and you don't fucking know why. Don't say relax. Say I want to feel all of it without a single judgment or expectation or attachment. This is full body awareness and relaxation. And then allow it to flow. Up or down. There's a blockage in your leg that might actually have to flow up to leave your body. And then right next to it is a blockage that needs to flow down. Your entire body is a blockage. You're not separated from the outside. You are a system of tubes. Think about energy always in 3 planes. And I hope this, I hope this can get us clear. Sorry that was really fast and chaotic. Things just clicked. I wanted to get into it. I'm going to add this to my blueprints of the energetic anatomy, which I'll be releasing on my Patreon later. Thank you for watching. Please hit those like and share buttons. Share this with someone else who's awakened, who needs to hear this. I really appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time.